What is up, guys? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a review for you. Let's get into it. Okay, today we're going to be checking out a knife that has been on the channel before, but I'm excited to check it out because it's a slightly different variant, and I think that'll be important to those that are trying to decide between the two. What we're looking at today is going to be the Kunwu Chad with the orange peel ply texture. So I'm excited to check this one out. We're going to be doing size comparison, profile comparison. We're going to weigh the knife, and then we'll jump into thoughts and impressions. All right, let's kick off these size comparisons with a couple of budget knives. First is going to be the Migron Carex 2. This one's the budget variant, and it is more medium-sized, a little bit bigger than the Rat 1. I'm sorry, the Rat 2. And then similar to the Rat 1 is going to be the Civivi Amorite. I really like this model, by the way. You can see the Chad is definitely going to be a full-size knife. It's going to come in a little bit closer in size to that Amorite, a little bit bigger than the Carex 2. I'm not sure if I'm ever saying that right, to be honest with you. Here it is against the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight with the applied weapon tech scales. I think this is probably going to help a lot of folks out there that are a little bit more familiar with the Spydercos. And then here it is against the Shaman, which is roughly the same size as the PM2. A lot of people ask me why I don't use the PM2, because I don't like the PM2. I like the Para 3 for a lightweight carry. I think its blade shape and size are really good, but for that full size, the Shaman's a better knife for me. Anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked there. There you go. Profile comparisons out of the way. Let me move the Amorite up here so I can grab my ruler for those out there that prefer a ruler comparison. Ruler measurement versus the comparison. You can see here, this is coming in at 8 1/4 inches overall length, blade length coming in right at 3.5 inches with the cutting edge at 3.25, no, a little bit over 3.25 for that cutting edge. They're able to do that with that beautiful Wharncliffe blade shape. All right, let's do some profile comparisons here against these full-size knives. This one is coming in, I'm going to say that's probably about the same size as the Shaman. I know it's a little bit hard with the lighting to get that to show, but about the same size as the Shaman. And then we'll grab the Amorite. And the Amorite, don't know why I got squeaky voice there. Man, it's really close. I'm going to say it's about the same thickness there as well. Hopefully that'll help you. I know that the darker light makes it a little bit hard against the Amorite because the Amorite is just such a dark knife. Dark colored knife, has the darker shades. And then as far as profile, it is, I would definitely say it's more thin and a little bit shorter than both of the full-size knives. I hope that helps you guys. Let's grab the scale. I am kind of curious to see. I don't remember the weight for the diamond textured one, but being that this doesn't have the milling out for the diamond texture, I wonder if that makes a difference. Either way, coming in at 5.1 ounces on the scale. Not a bad weight for a full-sized all titanium knife with steel liners. You know, that's not a bad weight. Very comparable to my Shaman, so I'm kind of used to that weight. Let's jump into it. For those of you that don't realize, the Chad is the S-Tau with the crossbar lock. So if you don't like the crossbar lock, just pick up an S-Tau. That is going to take care of it for you. The other difference is this is going to have the thumb studs, whereas the S-Tau is going to have the opening hole, and the S-Tau is going to have those flipper tabs. So it is essentially the same knife, though, when you look at the design aesthetics and the blade shape. This just has the thumb studs, doesn't have the opening hole and the flipper tab. That's going to be your main difference. I believe the S-Tau also has a front flipper on it. I'm not 100% sure, and I did sell my S-Tau because I saw the S-Tau 2s coming out, and they're doing some different textures on there. I'm just waiting for the stone-washed version. That's really what I'm waiting on, is the stone-washed version of the S-Tau 2. Ergonomically, I've talked about the Tau, the S Tau, the Chad. This is just really comfortable. It's really well done. I prefer it with the mill titanium pocket clip. To me, it adds to the level of comfort in the hand. Flat scales, but very well chamfered around the edges here, so it just nestles into the hand. This is something that if you were doing a lot of cutting is going to be comfortable to do. If you were going to push cut and power cut, this is going to be really good for that too. If you know, when I say power cut, something that is giving a lot of resistance and you got to push down on the back of the knife with, this is going to be really comfortable for that, to just bear down on it and go in at it. It's not going to dig in too many places. You feel a little bit here with these angular cuts on the pocket clip, and you do feel the transition here a little bit, but again, it is chamfered down and knocked down, so that is not uncomfortable as far as I'm concerned with this knife. It has very beautiful knurling right around the edges here. That peel ply texture is nice too because it's tacky, so it does allow for some grip. It's not going to feel as grippy as that diamond texture, but adversely, it's going to go in and out of the pocket nicer. You're not going to feel it snagging and grabbing at the pocket when it's going in and out because of that. So there's trade-offs there. You got more grip in hand with that diamond texture, but you have better experience for it going in and out of the pocket, which is probably going to be a little less. I mean, it's going to depend, right? You know, that grip may matter to some folks. Maybe you're sweaty, maybe you're working in an environment where you get sweaty or things get wet, so that diamond texture might make a difference to you, whereas someone that's just pulling it in and out of the pocket to get in the package and cut things, food prep, you know, maybe you're slicing up your apple daily or cutting your sandwich daily, I don't know, but going in and out of the pocket might be a little bit more important to you. I really like these thumb studs. I wish the S Tau and the Tau had the thumb studs with the flipper tab. You know, if they wanted to keep it. If they didn't, I wouldn't complain, but I think a lot of people enjoy having the multiple means of deployment versus the one. But with the crossbar lock, the thumb studs, huge difference. I have, right now, I still have my regular size Django with the crossbar lock with the opening hole. And for me, for the thumb deployment, it was a little underwhelming. The spring strength is good, and it felt fine. I would say it had a good reverse flick opening with the opening hole, and it was okay for the thumb flick, but I ended up going in and installing magnets in my Django. If you can see those, I have two sets. One, I put a little too low because I hadn't done this model before, and because I put it down here a little bit further out, it wasn't catching as much of the blade. So I put a second set way up here, and because it is grabbing it, that really helped with the thumb deployment, and it made it a lot more satisfactory. But I think if it had the thumb studs, and I wasn't having to go down over the scale to get to the thumb hole, and I was just able to hit the thumb stud, I honestly think this would be better. I don't think people would like the way that looks, and I think the fuller underneath that thumb stud, you know, you could get rid of the hole, bring it up, and have that thumb stud be about here and have the fuller right about here. I really think that would work a lot better for this model, in my personal opinion. The opening hole looks cooler. And this is the stonewash that I'm waiting for the S-Tau 2 to come out in. When this hits, regardless if it's the diamond or if it's the other patterns that they're starting to do nowadays, that's going to be the one that I grab. That's what I'm really excited about. But anyway, back to the Chad. I like this one a lot. Works better with the thumb studs 100%. Action on it is really good. Very nice, smooth guillotine drop shut. You know, it does have a little bit of mush, as with all crossbar locks, but the thumb studs being placed at such a good angle down low here really makes it fire. I love this style thumb stud that they make. It really does make for such a satisfying means of deployment, guys. I really like it a lot. Now, the reverse flick, it's a little awkward, but I have found when you go right underneath the thumb stud and you go to reverse flick it, that works really well. When your index finger is not in the way of the opening, it works nicely. But this is definitely meant for thumb stud deployment, and of course, the old wrist flick. I don't know how else to describe it. Sounds. Pretty common. I would say more thud than click, but sounds crisp, doesn't sound cheap or hollow, so good sounds for me. Pocket clip is reversible. They include the wire clip if you prefer that over the titanium milk clip. I prefer the milk clip because I feel like it doesn't move around, which improves the ergos. It lays flat, which I feel like ergonomically is a little bit nicer. It is a little sharp on the tip, but I take that trade-off over the steel pocket clip coming up and landing in the palm and moving around on you when you're using it. The steel clips I've always found they just move a touch, and I don't really like that. Let's kick it down to the table downstairs in the garage real quick and take a look at the cutting on my second time experiencing the PM60. All right, we're in the garage. Let's check the edge on this Kunwu. These are usually really good, guys. Yeah, that feels nice. Yeah, good edge. We got some single ply cardboard here, and again, the towels and chads, this handle shape is really comfortable. Oops. And no surprise there. Great factory edge from Kunwu. And the PM60, this is the second one I've handled, seems really well done. Really nice factory edge. Very comfortable knife. Kick it back up to the desk. So there you can see the cutting test, and hopefully you can see the PM60 label there. You can also see the the Chad label here. I'm hoping it comes through. I'll do my best to zoom in there to try to capture that. I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job. I'm at a bad angle, so I apologize for that. Wharncliffe blade shapes are really useful because they give a ton of cutting edge. So regardless of how thick the material is or where you land, you're going to be able to do a good control cut. It's going to work really good for those pinch grips. You're going to be able to get out onto the tip to do detailed work, draw cutting. Those are going to work really well here. You're also going to be able to choke up. You got a nice landing spot. You're going to be able to choke up and get into packages and things of that nature. So it's a very useful utilitarian blade shape. If you don't like that, just get the towel. Sorry, not that towel. The towel is going to be a drop point. There you go. Puncture test and tactical covered. Excellent price, great build quality, great factory edge, great heat treat. Kunwu has thus far taken that very seriously on their knives, and I just wanted to use this opportunity to talk to that. If you like these, just get it. It's a good price, good build quality. If you're buying directly from Kunwu, it takes an extra week. It's not the end of the world. It's a nice surprise. Like, you kind of forget it's coming, then bam, it's here. If you get it from Blade HQ, which I know carries Kunwu, I'm not sure if there's others, but I know Blade HQ has carried some Kunwus. I think they've even done a couple of exclusive with some vendors. I'm just drawing a blank right now during the recording, where they had some slight different colorway combos going on with those, which I thought was pretty cool. I really appreciate what they're doing. I think they're doing cool knives. I think they're doing frame locks and crossbar locks, so they're giving you some variety. The Padre. I almost forgot this guy. I don't know how I could forget this guy. This one here is my favorite Kunwu. I know it's probably not their best looking model to most people, but I think it's a great looking knife. I love the big belly, the low tip. The ergos are just outstanding on this one, and they offer the peel ply texture. If you don't like the diamond texture, you can do that. I'm debating, because I did this stonewash myself, and I think I'm really close to that colorway, because I was debating trading for this because I really am vibing on that stonewash. I've held off a little bit just to make sure it's not like a fad thing. And I know that you can polish it away, but it's a lot of work. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do that myself, but this is a stonewash that I did myself here on the 14C28N on this Miguron. I'm debating to do that to match it to my Django. I haven't decided yet, but I just really like Kunwu. The other thing, I was surprised, a lot of people don't do disassembly, so they don't know this has caged multi-row ceramic bearings already in it. That's why you get this really glassy, smooth action out of their frame lock knives. And of course, you know, it's smooth here, but I think it's going to be harder to tell because you're holding the crossbar lock open until it closes. But it's really glassy smooth on deployment. And if you didn't know, they have a large one of this one now if you feel like this is too small. To me, this is perfect because it's a companion carry. I don't know that I would want a clip point as my primary. This is going to be good for opening packages and getting into packages. And then for, you know, more power cutting, I don't know that I would go to this one. It doesn't have a ton of real estate. This to me is just nice to grab for cutting and getting into stuff very quickly. But I usually companion carry it with the Django, and the Django for me is a little bit bigger, better suited for my size hand and for long periods or a lot of or heavy cuts. I feel like this is ergonomically better for me, so I like those two together, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'll alternate sometimes my S-Towel. I'm waiting for the two to come out. What's taking so long, Kunwu? We're waiting for that Stonewash S-Towel 2. I'm telling you, that thing is going to fly off the shelf. That one you might have to be like, when is it dropping? And be there ready for that drop if you want that one when it comes out. I haven't heard the announcement. I don't know that it's coming. I'm assuming because it's been such a popular finish that they're going to offer one. I saw the blacked out one. It is gorgeous. But you all out there that have been with this channel a long time know how I am about those DLCs. I want that maximum rock wall, even if I'm not going to get the benefit out of it out of my daily carry. Like, I know, I'm being silly. That's just how I am. The Chad is really cool, guys. The Chad's really cool. If you like this one, I imagine they'll probably do the Chad in a different steel. They'll probably do the Chad 2 and just do Van X. Or maybe they'll do S90V. I don't think I've seen them do S90V yet. But this steel they've had a hard time with. It's like heat treated at like 68, something ridiculously high, and it makes it so hard that it just takes longer to finish and put an edge on. So I don't think that they're going to do that. So if you want one of these and you want the PM60, you need to go out there and grab this one. Let me know what you think about the Chad and any of the other Kunwus that you like out there, because when you leave those comments in there, I've seen other people read the comments to see what viewers are saying about these knives. So sound off in the comments. Shout out to everyone out there that watches. It really helps the channel, especially when you use those links and comment. I can't emphasize how much that helps me with the algorithm, and I appreciate you that take the time out to do it and use them. It helps. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.